Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Ladies, have you met the man on your list? And I really want some feedback from the ladies on this. And I'm serious. I'm not trying to bash or say you're wrong or whatever, right? But I just want to share my perspective about the list. But also, I want to find out if women have actually met that guy. And y'all know what list I'm talking about. Y'all know those lists. I mean, y'all got a long laundry. I mean, long list. Y'all be like, well, this guy need to be 6'3". He needs to be chocolate. He needs to be light skinned. He needs to be athletic. He needs to love the Lord, love his mom. He needs to be able to, excuse me, I'm still messing with this cold, but he needs to be, understanding of her, cool with her friends, tough-minded but gentle around her. This whole laundry list of things and big things. And y'all know a lot of women, they meet that guy, all of a sudden they checking off everything. And then if they can't, they might check off 9 things, but that 10th thing is like, oh, nah, he can't color coordinate his socks. Or, look like he's been a week since he got a haircut. Stuff like that, ready to kick him to the curb. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. Women, any woman, have you had that long laundry list, got that Superman on it? I remember a famous incident where a woman was on the Oprah show, and this was when Steve Harvey first came out with his book. And, she had like 43 points on it, and Steve Harvey was like, that's Jesus. And he was like, he want to be there too when she meet him, right? So I want to know from the ladies, have you actually met that man? Yeah, this ain't going to be a long one and stuff. Because with this particular code, it's hard to talk for a long time. But one thing I want to say about that, because I got some commentary about that. One thing with that list, sometimes women can miss out on a diamond because they looking for that list. Let me share a story with you, right? Remember, I met this woman. She went to school where I went to graduate school at, right? And she would see me around and I'd be chilling. And I guess she thought I was attractive and everything. And so she dealt with me. And she immediately set out to try to mold my personality. Because she saw I had some stuff, but then she thought she needed to do some other stuff, right? And I eventually had to tell her in forceful terms to cut the shit out, right? But then she found out something as she stopped doing that and just let things flow. She found out I had traits that they weren't the ones she was looking for, but they were ones that made her feel good. She saw what else I had with me. Ladies, see, one thing about that list, you have an idea what you want, which is cool. And sometimes, it ain't bad to have some type of standard. But one, it has to be realistic, but also you got to be open for when that man brings you something new. Because, see, that man might, like, say, for example, right? I use an example close to me, right? You're a writer. You've always wanted to write that big novel, right? But for whatever reason, you don't think a man is going to actually support that. And you might not have it on your list, right? And so when you meet that one guy and stuff, right? And he might not have what checks off on the list. He might be the one who will say, oh, you write books? Oh, that's cool. Hey, let me see it. Let me read it. Let me do it. And that'd be the one like thinking on how to help you and everything. Or you might be around this dude and bring out something new. I remember this woman, she told me she didn't really ever deal with artists, right? She ain't never deal with artists. She had never, drawn anything in her life. But she said she dealt with this artist for a year and she was surprised because she really wasn't attracted to artsy types. This woman now does like paintings and art for a living because he brought something out in her. See, the problem with that list, it gets you like focus on that tunnel vision. It's like this guy gotta have this guy gotta have that. But the guy that you actually gonna need, he might not look the way you think he's gonna look. He might bring, and when he comes, he might bring something out of you that you didn't know was there. Or he'll show you something new. He might introduce you to some things. This might be the cat who say, you might think, hey, you want to go to all these steakhouses and stuff and eat in all these restaurants, right? And, of course, that's on the list. But then you meet this guy and he's like, he don't want to go none of those places. You don't want to go to the big steakhouses or Red Lobster. Just as an aside, as I'm filming this, I'm fasting and I probably don't need to be talking about food. I got one more morning just for the fast, right? So, but this might be the cat. He don't want to take you those places, but he'll take you to like an Ethiopian restaurant, or he'll take you to a vegan restaurant. He might introduce you to vegan food. See, that's the thing with the list. Now, let me say this. Even though I said a lot of these are unrealistic expectations, I think a woman should have some type of list though. But I don't think it needs to be a superficial list. I'm just gonna say this. And the first thing on that list, the first thing women should have, and I'm going to say the word should. The first thing should have is, does that man have good intentions towards you? Because let's get back to that point of the guy on the list. What if you meet that guy on the list, and I know you got on the list, he treats you right and everything, but let's be real, maybe he's not. Or maybe that type of guy you have on the list is evil in other areas. Because usually a lot of women make a lot of money on the list, but a lot of guys who make money don't spend a lot of time at home. Anybody who's making any real money is not going to do it in a 9-to-5 job. Let me say that again. Any man, and since it's mostly black women on here, any black man who's going to make 6 figures, high 6 figures, or 6 figures period, shoot, if he even making over whatever, it is a certain thing. And really, if he's in the top 25%, which is 50,000, now I did a video talking about that. Some women were like, "Oh, that ain't nothing," but nah, most people ain't making it. If he's just that at that minimum, if he's a man just at that minimum, I know some of y'all want more. He's working more than an 8-hour shift. In fact, the more money a man makes, the more he's going to work. He might not have time. He might come home and just look at you. He ain't going to be romantic all the time. He might not want to do a lot of things with you. So that's why that's an issue. Is you're going to have some other stuff if you actually get that guy on the list. But if you're open and just have a minimum, like the main thing, good intentions, make sure somebody going to treat you well, good character. There's a lot of guys who look good on the surface. A lot of guys, and I'm going to address this, I've addressed this on my other channel. A lot of guys who look good on the surface, they got the money, got credit score, got height and anything, they just straight dogs. Right? So one of the things that should be on a woman's list is character. And I give some credence to, he needs to look decent. I mean, if you just physically repulsed by him, because when you physically repulsed by somebody, that's a body thing, but come on now. Most people are going to look at least decent. You get some women, they want like a Rick Fox type or something like that, or Boris Cujo, like literally. And I'm like, honey, you wouldn't get that type of man. And plus somebody like that got plenty of women. All right? But, as long as they do decent, that's respectable. And, if you're the type who work out all the time, it's decent to work to want whatever you give. If you committed to fitness and stuff, okay. And if you're a tall woman, because, you get some women want, like, somebody 6'3" and they 5'2". All right? But if you 5'10", okay, I give you that. I give you that. Like the physical appearance thing. Well, the physical thing is can be within reason. Within reason, because when it comes down to style, dressing, and all that, one, sometimes women might mess out on a guy if he's just dressed a certain way. Like people see me, right? People see me and they might think I'm casual most of the time, but if they really know me, I'm that type who have like shoes for every occasion and whatnot. I gotta stock myself. I'll get some shoes I can only wear one time or something. And that's the one thing I had to work on that in life. And even then, I got, yeah, I probably got more shoes than the average dude, right? But people wouldn't know that about, you would have to get to know me. So sometimes don't get too caught up in the style because that can change or you're not seeing that guy. But the main thing though, is, just some basic character responsibility. Make sure you the type can tell you if you're looking for something long term, look for responsibility if you gotta have a list. All right? Look for that man who can take responsibility. Look for that man that you ain't gonna have to like carry him. And I'm gonna do a video on that because I see too many women carrying a man, which is some bullshit. I'm gonna just say that straight up. I know some dudes out here saying a woman should got their back or something. That just means support him. If that motherfucker don't want to work, you need to leave him the fuck alone. Serious, excuse my language. Because when men say, ride with us, they don't mean necessarily poor. It's just like, damn, he working to build something. Just help him out. And you don't have to help out financially. Shoot, just like, hey, baby, shit, a good back rub is helpful. But, yeah, let's chop it up in the comment. I want to hear from the ladies because I get a lot of guys who comment on here. And they got, for the most part, got some good comments. Right? But I want to hear from the ladies. Have you actually met that guy? Because I guess, as long as I've known, I can't think of a woman who's actually met that guy who say, you know what, I met that guy, I had this long list, and this guy punched everything on it. Now, what I have met is women who might have that list I said, because they ain't just some off of me. Y'all don't know how many women I talk to. I just talked to one of my, I call her one of my counselors now. Beautiful, beautiful sister. Beautiful sister. If I'm agitated or something, I just call her up. And she the type she can hit me with some shit, and I'm like, damn. Like, I'll listen. I'll tell any man. That's the type of woman who's a good ass counselor. And that's another thing. I mean, that's a little bit of a tangent, but ladies, you want to get to the point that when you speak, a man will listen and follow your advice, which means you got to have some shit together, right? And we will. If it's sensible, you just gotta hit it. It gotta just be logical to us. That's it. But that's a little tangent. I'll do another video on that. So anyway, right, ladies, let me know. Let me know. Have you met that guy? And if you haven't, and your list, you look at your list and you like wondering about it, just be realistic about it, right? Get that man's character on there. See what kind of responsibility he take. And really, even with that responsibility, even if you just looking for a fling, you still got to consider the possibility of pregnancy. You still got to consider that. So you got to look at what's in that man's virtues and shit. And you know what? You might get, the package might not come in a perfect package. You know what? He might not be 6'3". He might just be 6 feet. Heck, he might be 5'10", but if he's still taller than you, he's taller than you. Right? Still. He might have a little bit extra weight, but the beauty of extra weight, it can come off if that's an issue. And if you like more weight, you get them in there and feed them. If you're from the South, though, Mississippi, Alabama, don't give them spaghetti dinner. Don't. I've already warned them. So anyway, right, that's it, y'all. I told y'all gonna hear me nice in here. Anyway. Peace and blessings, sisters.